button, and I go over to here, and I press this button, and I go up to here, and I go over here, and I press this.
60,
Ooh.
59, 58. This is a countdown 57, to the Slade and Mayson
It's always
show.
great when it works.
4. This continues to be a countdown to the Slade and Mayson show. 50, 49, 48. You're listening to the countdown to the Slade and Mayson show. 45, 44, 43. This is the continued countdown to the Slade and Mason show.
The only countdown.
38 right now. 37. You're listening 36, to the countdown 35, to the Slade and Mason show. 33. Please stand 32, by as you are listening to the countdown 30, to the Slade and Mason show. 28, 27. This 26 is the countdown to the Slade and Mason show. 23, 22. We continue 21 with the countdown to the Slade and Mason show. 18. 17, stand by 16, as we are 15, now delivering the countdown 14, to the Slade 13, and Mason show. 12, 11, yes, coffee, 10. This is our countdown 9, to the Slade 8, and Mason 7, show. 6, 5, ready? 4, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
So good at this. It's
now broadcasting from the Dan Mason Studios, deep in the heart of Virginia. It's the Slade and Mason Show.
Quack, 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 quack. Oh, this is where I'm. Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm J.D. Slade.
I'm Dan Mason.
And this is the Slade and Mason Show.
Good morning, everybody. I am Dan Mason. And, of course, this week we do not have J.D. Slade. He is still recovering. We wish him the very best. Hey, when you get a moment, go to Facebook, search him. Obviously, you'll want to, search the Slade and Mason Show. But go look up J.D. Slade. I'll wait. Go ahead and do it. Are you done? All right, hop on, try to become friends with him, whatever, and wish him the very best and speedy recovery and all that jazz. Well, good morning, and welcome to another installment of the Slade and Mason Show. I am Dan Mason, and J.D. Slade is here in spirit.
Hi, I'm J.D. Slade.
I'm Dan Mason.
And this is the Slade and Mason Show.
There, that's how that goes. All right, anyway, the Slade and Mason Show, it's really all about you. No, really, it is. It is. Because it's like a radio program, kind of. Well, it's kind of off the cuff, isn't it? A little bit, just a little bit. We're just going to share with you news stories and things that we see throughout the week. Just our take on it. Tickles our fancy. You would just never hear this side of the story on the radio because it would be the last time you hear it because really, we're just having fun and radio's not fun anymore. I went there. And all the music you're listening to is brought to you by Dano Music. Dano Music because, dang, we're cheap, man. Let me tell you. We'll leave a link in the description there. We do have an Instagram page somewhere on the planet. Of course, we do have Facebook. Yay! Hey, don't forget, you got to tell your friends, neighbors, cops, people you see in the street. Tell them, you know what? I don't avoid the program. Each week, I actually listen to the Slade and Mason Show because I learn things. No, you don't. You learn anything. I hear things. There we go. That's better. It happens every week. As always, we're brought to you by I See Something, I See Treats. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So, morning rant. I don't have a morning rant. I do not. But what I want to do is I want to share with you what's been going on in my little cul-de-sac. Yes, or as we call it, the cul-de-sac. Now, that's a stapler. So next door, I live next door to a redneck, and he knows he's redneck, and that's fine by me. And he decided this year and a half ago, I guess about a year and a half ago, it was just about a year, he was going to get some chickens, and he got about a dozen chickens. Well, they were baby chicks. I think we talked about this in the show a little bit early out when that happened, and so, yeah, he had the chickens, and a couple of them were roosters, and the roosters got a little out of hand, and I think we talked about those being dispatched, shall we say. There we go. Now, about 9 months ago, is that right? About November? Anyway, a while back, he purchased some baby chick turkeys, 6 of them to be exact, and penned them up and raised them up. And yesterday, we sent them off to turkey freezer camp. So turkey freezer camp is a very special place for turkeys, where what you do is you get a big, huge 60-gallon drum container, and in that container, you fill it with piping hot water. You with me? All right, good deal. And then you grab a turkey, and you hang it up by its feet, and it goes to sleep, just like a chicken. And then you dispatch it. There we go. All right. After it's been dispatched, you pop it into the big, huge tank with the hot water, and you turn on the drill thing, which looks like a French tickler, circa 1860, and these little rubber fingers go and pull off all the feathers. So, and that's the concept anyway. And then you eviscerate the open cavities, trim off the neck, trim off the feet, and kumbaya, you have a turkey. And I missed those portions of it. My brother was here. He enjoyed well. He participated in some of it, not the extrication of body interiors. But the point is, they are in plastic bags, refilled the drum up, and use the heat to heat seal the container. Anyway, they're at freezer camp, so yeah, they're ready for Turkey Day. So I'll let you know how that goes a little bit later. It was quite the learning experience, because you had 6 turkeys and you fed them all the same. No difference between them, but you had an 18-pound turkey, a 16-pound turkey, a 15-pound turkey, a 21-pound turkey, a 14-pound turkey, and then a 9.5-pound turkey. I guess there had to be one runt in the group. That's the way that goes. Oh, my goodness gracious. So, yeah, so that'll be good eating. Speaking of eating, this is unbelievable. Evidently, China is on a mission. It's a one-man, as President Zhang. Did I get that right? Did I pronounce that? Freddie? Did I get that? What? It's okay-ish? All right. So he's on a one-man mission to reduce waste of food in China. Now, you know, here in the United States, we waste a boatload of food, something like 40% of all food that's produced in the United States gets thrown away. It's mind-boggling. I mean, you think about, if you go to Walmart, okay, and go to the grocery section and just say, you know what, I'm going to take just about half of everything in here and just throw it in the trash. There we go. That's what everybody else is going to eat. That's really what we do. We throw that much waste into the dumpsters. And that's not a good thing. So President of China is on a kick to see if he can eradicate waste. So clean off your plates, kids. Clean off your plates. But there's mandates going around. And there's a restaurant in China. And I'm going to get this right here, because I went, what? There's a restaurant in China that will weigh its diners. Mm-hmm. And then, based upon their weight, they get a little app. You will be they will determine how much food you will eat. So, like if you're let's say for example, a woman weighing 88 pounds. I can't make that. Yeah, we're recommending the signature beef dish and fish head. A man weighing 175 pounds would be they'd eat that, and then they'd also include the braised pork belly, and signs all around the restaurant encouraging diners to clean your plate and be thrifty and diligent. So some were okay with it. Others thought it was kind of off-putting. But as you know, like I said, they're trying to curb food waste. And President Xi announced a food waste minimization campaign in, about a week and a half ago, August 11th, trying to deal with a slowing economy and the fact that they, too, are just throwing food away. Their number one big food is their big pork is, well, our big pork is chicken. Their big pork is pig. So, yeah, and they've had swine flu fever going through, and they've had to get rid of all the pigs and start over. It's been a mess. So don't throw your food away. Finish everything up. President Xi said so. You had to do that. There you go. He said it. But anyway, the restaurant apologized. They didn't mean to offend anybody. But some people are actually still voluntarily going up to the device and getting themselves weighed and using the app and then determining, whether or not they're going to have the braised brain or whatever the heck I forget. Now, just their border friends, Jong Un. This is a little scary, and for those of you who are faint of heart, I'll let you step away for the next 3 minutes. Are you gone? All right, put your timer on. I'll put my timer on as well. So there, 8:16. Okay. Jong Un has ordered that pet dogs be confiscated from North Korea. The logic is that he feels that dogs should not be exploited as status symbols. Yeah. So your dog will be removed from your home, and as far as the information went, what they said that they do with their dogs, but they do have several thousand dog dishes. So I just want to let you know that just like in China, their dogs won't go to waste. Honey, does this taste a lot like Fluffy? Yeah. So unfortunately, they're in a bad world right now, North Korea, because also, in addition to the fact there's no food, Jong Un a week prior had to release his private stash of food. So all those ring dings and ding dongs, all that went to the public. Yeah, because there's no food. Now, as I point out, China's got a problem. In the last story, they're running out of food. Jong Un's got no food. They're, how many radishes can you eat in a day? So, yeah, that's what's going up there. Not a pretty scene. Sorry about the diggity dogs. I can't do anything about it, but I wanted to share that lovely little story with you. Wasn't that nice? Hey, guess what? Did you know? Oh, you knew? All right, I'll be quiet then. Oh, wait, you didn't know. Okay, so there is a theory that we had, I'm not kidding, a second son. No, I'm not kidding. I'm yeah. So, it was a twin companion. They were kind of like binary stars, kind of like Tatooine in Star Wars. I know people keep making fun of Star Wars, and the next thing you know, half the stuff they say in there comes true, just like Star Trek, right? But evidently, these Harvard research guys are bored to tears, obviously. Found a cloud debris at the edge of our solar system, right? So it's kind of like, let's see, how do you know what I'm saying? So, you have like, you pull out a loaf of bread and you throw the plastic bag off to the side. Okay? All right. That's kind of like what they say. That cloud of debris at the solar system's edge is that plastic bag. And that loaf of bread made its way into the sun. Now, they suspect this happened like a long time ago. Because if you noticed, currently, we only have, at this time, that I could see because maybe it's in perfect sync, but I think we only have one sun. Now, I can't see on the other side of the sun, so there's a possibility, just like the flat Earth world, we could have a binary sun right now, and it could be in perfect sync, geocentric, right behind our Earth, like when the sun, never mind. So that's what's going on there. These guys have nothing else better to do. They got like a science degree. Maybe they were, I don't know what these guys, Harvard, they party, they have a great time. They're trying to find something fun to talk about. That's what they talk about. Hey, man, well, I found some debris at the edge of the solar system. That means we had two suns. Oh, thanks, Gary. I didn't know that. So that's what's going on with the sun, just so I let you know. That's why it's so hot, I guess. I don't know. There is a story, and I got to get this one right here. Okay. So in England, the British Isles have an area called Jersey. Not Jersey. Not like New Jersey. Jersey. And I always laugh at these because I'll be walking along and I'll pick up a rock and I go, oh, interesting looking rock. Nope. Archaeologists look and they go, this was actually a carving stone from the Neanderthal syndrome area. And no. These guys come up with stuff. They swear up and down their tools. They swear up and down their specialty ornamentals, whatever. Sure as donuts, they found a stone fragment, again, in Jersey, that is somewhere between 14 to 23,000 years old. And they swear that it's a part of an ornamental table, a plaque, or some sort of thing like that. They believe that it was made by the Magdalenians, the hunter-gatherers, and the carving on the front was an abstract carving. All right, work with me, guys. Work with me. You know what an abstract drawing is, right? What's his name? Jason Pollock? Just splatter some droplets everywhere. Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I'm seeing here. I just see a bunch of scratchy lines. I mean, for all I know, this could have been a rock that was used for, I don't know, sharpening a knife. It looks like it could be used for, giving to their kid, hey, kid, here, play with this rock for a while. And the kid's just scraping it up and what have you. But to call it art? Really? No. This is not abstract art and earliest works of art. I mean, anyway, so I'll share his name. Dr. Chandal, Chantal, Chantal, Chantal Conneller. Why do these people get like normal names? Okay. Senior lecturer at the Newcastle University is one of the authors of the study and said these engraved stone fragments provide exciting and rare evidence of artistic expression at what was the furthest edge of the Magdalenian world. Yeah, about that. I'll leave a link in the description. You tell me if that's art or if that's just scratches, because maybe my fragile little mind is evil and I can't figure it out and I don't know if it is artwork or not, but I just think a rock with a bunch of scratches on it is a rock with a bunch of scratches on it. I can't oh my goodness. Maybe time to go back to art school. All right, so I got some good news for you guys. So before November, I'll throw it out. Before November 15th, the following this year, 2020, got some really, 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 really good news. Okay. The following horrible things are all going to go away. You ready? Here we go. Polarizing politics, racism, world hunger. What else? What else we got? Oh, global warming's going to go away. Yep. Weather change. Yep, we're going to get rid of that. Starvation. I mentioned that. So yeah, all the scourge. Oh, the any pandemics will go away. Yep. Isn't this great news? Yep. As it turns out, there's an asteroid headed right towards Earth. And if we're lucky, it'll catch us just before the November election. So like the first day or two of November. It's awesome. So the asteroid in particular is called 2018 VP1. I know. These guys come up with really great names, don't they? And let's see. So apparently it's not very big. It's a smaller one. But the dealio is there's a very good chance it'll hit the Earth. So if it hits at just the right spot at just the right time, we got this whole thing figured out. We're going to be happy campers, or maybe not so much, because pounds into the Earth and, there was a demonstration. I think this goes back years and years and years ago. They took a paint chip about this big, about a centimeter and just as that thick, right? And they had like this little special room and they put like a satellite, just an old used satellite they were practicing with in the room, perfect condition. And they took this paint chip and they made it travel at like 50,000 miles an hour, which is like where most of those little paint chips up in the upper atmosphere are traveling. And it absolutely obliterated this satellite. It was absolutely unrecognizable. It just like a big, huge pile of crushed metal. And that was a little tiny paint chip weighing about 1/50th of an ounce. This sucker's at least, I think, 6 feet long, about the size of a Prius. And it's hurling at us at, 50, 60,000 miles an hour. So if that comes straight on at the Earth and pops through the atmosphere, and I don't know. It would be very interesting. It might just break up. It might just make a loud sonic boom, or it may end. It may be the end of the world as we know it. But I'm feeling just fine. I got another space story for you. So it looks like a job for Flex Seal. Yep, sure enough, the ISS has a leak. A leak? No! Yeah, this leak has been here for a while. They talked about the pressure. Let's see, it was September. Yeah, September 2019. They were noticing indications of a slight increase above the standard cabin air leak rate, which means there's a hole somewhere. Again, you remember this? There was a Russian hole, and it looked like someone had actually drilled a 1/4 inch hole right straight through. Yeah. So somewhere in Russia, there's a guy in prison. We'll go with that. Here in the United States, we just try to figure out what the leak is and fix it. But I think they should have on the ISS. I think they should have flex tape. I mean, if I can repair a bucket with a big, huge cut in it, I should be able to repair a little tiny pinhole, right? Don't you think? I think they should do that. I think they should bring some flex tape on board, make things wonderful, because, that's where that goes. But, all right, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back, and we'll have funny stuff. And thank
goodness for this break. Sadly, however, we will return to the Slade and Mayson Show.
What was that? Let's press that button again. Hold on. There we go.
history. August 23rd, 79. Mount Vesuvius begins stirring on the feast day of Vulcan, the Roman god of fire. I know you guys are partying and everything, but you might want to get out of there. 1514, the Battle of Children ends with a decisive victory for the Sultan Selim of the Ottoman Empire. And then, what, Freddie? Oh, the Battle of Chaldron. The Battle of Chaldron. That was not the... Never mind. 1839. The United Kingdom captures Hong Kong as a base as it prepares for war against Guan China. Since it didn't happen, they just kind of made them make a bunch of remote control cars. 1966. The satellite Lunar Orbiter 1 takes the first photographs of Earth from orbit around the moon, and then it was shot out of the sky by the Vulcans. 1989. 1,645 Australian domestic airline pilots resign after the airline threatens to fire them. Well, that'll teach them. And finally, 2011, a magnitude 5.8 earthquake occurs in Virginia, damages many structures in Washington, D.C., and the resulting damage is estimated at $200 to $300 million. Did it happen? Yep. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I'm Dan Mason, and that's August 23rd.
Don't waste your time going to Mackey's or Brimley's. You'll wind up having to go to the dunny for 20 minutes after eating. Their meat can be a dead dodgy. Plus, you'll be risking needing to take a sickie. If you're looking to get your evening tea, you need to set your eyes on a Joey burger from Pouchies, fresh from the outback. Pouchies. We don't like to call them roadkill. We like to call it nature's reclamation. We have spotters all throughout Australia, spotting a downed boomer or flyer within moments of getting hit by a Yuri. The roos are dropped into a giant-sized stubby holder packed with ice, and then aired to our facility for processing. The meat is lean, delicious, and really good for you. So if you're ready for the best tasting burger that'll have you returning to us faster than a twice-chucked boomerang, come on down to Pouchies for an amazing Joey burger. Fresh from the road? Come on down to Pouchies. You'll be glad you did.
I hear the wind a-blowing through the lonesome pine, and I know my love has gone too. I hear the wind a-blowing through the lonesome pine. That's why I'm blue, love, so blue. She's gone so far away, that's why I'm grieving. She left me here alone among the trees, and all that I have left is just a memory, and it always haunts me with a breeze. I hear the wind a-blowing through the lonesome pine, and I know my love has gone too. I hear the wind a-blowing through the lonesome pine. That's why I'm blue, love, so blue. Today to try to find my darling. I don't know where on earth she can be. I know that I can never live without her. Each night in dreams her face is all I see. I hear the wind a-blowing through the lonesome pine, and I know my love has gone too. I hear the wind a-blowing through the lonesome pine. That's why I'm blue, love so blue.
Sorry about that, gang, but now we must return you to the Slade and Mayson Show.
Dr. Fine, Dr.
Hi, I'm J.D. Slade.
I'm Dan Mason.
And this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, there you go, boys and girls. That, of course, was... What do you mean, of course, was? Nobody knows who that is. That was Lonesome Wind by Jimmy Tex. Of course, everybody's got the middle name Tex. Jimmy. When you do a song like that, your middle name has to be Tex. So that was Lonesome Wind by Jimmy Tex Watson and the Melody Rangers. And the composition written by Tex Watson. There you go. All right. And what was that all about? That was in commemoration of National Ride the Wind Day. That is right. Back in 1977, the Gossamer Condor 2 won the Kramer Prize. Not Kramer, Kremer. It's kind of like creme fraiche. It's not cream fresh. But anyway, so what it was like a hang glider type device. It was a sealed off. Basically, it was the first human powered flight, and it did a figure eight at the Royal Aeronautical Society at Minter Field in Shafter, California, on the 23rd of 1977. Only moving at about 11 miles an hour, but it did cover 2,172 meters, which made it the first human-powered flight. So what they're recommending is today would be a really good day to strap a kite to the back of strap a kite, to the back of your shoulders and maybe jump off a cliff somewhere. Don't do that. That would be stupid. That would be a ridiculous thing to do. But maybe you can learn how to be a pilot or learn who's a pilot in your neighborhood or something. Anyway, that's what you're supposed to do on Ride the Wind Day. And today is the National Day for that. This section, this portion, this area, this device, this partition of the Slade and Mayson Show is brought to you by I See Something Icy. Icy, nice. I'll get this through. I See Something Icy treats. My buddy Sheila Keenan has a truck, and in there are two Italian ice shavers. And once they hit the ice, they shave. It's beautiful. It's creamy. It's delicious. She's got like dozens of different toppings that go on top and make it different flavors and things like that. You can have there's a pina colada that I just die for. She has a creamsicle one, like the orange creamsicle flavored one. Oh yeah, baby. Ooh yeah. So give them a call at 804-617-8827 to find out how you can get that truck at your place. And 804-617-8827. Now they are on the net. They are at, of course, www.icsomethingIC.com, and that's ICEYSOMETHIN. Leave the G off, for goodness sakes. ICEY.com. So there's two ICs on either end. They're also on Instagram and Facebook. This is really a great idea for a corporate event or fundraisers. You can have a birthday party. You can have have them show up at your drunken cul-de-sac, and they'll set up the ICs, and you guys put your own vodka or whatever on top of that. People do it. It's a thing. So go give them a call, 804-617-8827. That's 804-617-8827. 804-617-8827. Let me try that again. 804. Did you get that down? That's the area code. 617-8827. All righty. Now, I was just thinking that last song we were listening to by, Tex. His name was Tex, I'll tell you. And what's interesting is there was a violin in the recording, but Of course, when a violin is played with country music, it done's called a fiddle. Yeah, that's where that goes. I'm sorry, but you know, there we go. So let me ask you a question. You with a plaid shirt, yeah, stand up, take the hat off. Oh, jeez. Hey, tell him to put his hat back on. Put your hat back on. So let me ask you. I love this story. So you, for scientific purposes, would you be willing to have 2 eyeballs painted on the back of your head? Would you? Would you be okay with that? I mean, strictly for scientific purposes, especially if you're someone who doesn't have any hair on their head. Like JD, he doesn't have any hair on his head. We just put a couple of, fake open eyes on the back of his head. Does that work? Can we do that? Okay. So basically, we're doing this for scientific purposes. It's called the eye cow technique. It looks like it's a prank, but it's not. What it is cattle in Botswana, South Africa, are being attacked and killed. So what they do is on their rumps, I'm not kidding, right on the rumps of their front end of their back, they will put 2 glaring images of eyes. And I know it seems weird, but that's what they're doing. And it has actually reduced the number of attacks from, lions and leopards, hyenas, cheetahs, wild dogs, whatever, because they're like on their food chain. They're like what they want. Now, this does work. I mean, this does actually work, because even at the human level, there was a study done. Let me get this right here. Bicycle theft. This was, where was I'm trying to find where it was located. In any event, they put eyes on a university campus, and wanted to see if just by putting eyes, like fake eyes up there, and it actually bike thefts decreased by 62%. So, am I going to leave a link there? No, that's a weird article, but I think it's in the link for the cows. So, yeah. So basically, it's just that they're painting acrylic paint on the rear ends, and according to the study, after they did like a 4-year study, there were like fewer and fewer taken away. But I think some of the predators are pretty smart, and they go, yeah, okay, that's the rear end. It's got a tail. Otherwise, it's kind of a really weird animal. But so there, and we use the same thing with local practice when you're doing gardening. People will put like an owl up in the corner, and that keeps a lot of mice and rabbits and other little predators from coming around and eating your delicious vegetables, which is okay because I really don't like vegetables that much, but I'll eat vegetables. Oh, you know what I made last night? I made from scratch sweet and sour chicken, and it was actually pretty darn good. I didn't use the one with carrots, and it was a different recipe, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. It was all very good. Oh my gosh, low fat, low sugar, low cholesterol, low everything. It was just good for you, Where am I going with that one? All right, so what else do I want to talk about here? Okay. This one. Okay, let's do this one. All right. No. I'm gonna do this one. Yeah, I am. All right. I'll just quickly talk about this. I figured if I put in a nickel, I'm gonna get a nickel back, right? If you put in $1, you get $1 back, right? Well, apparently, no. They have figured out that a black silicon photodetector now comes with an efficiency of 130%. Now, at first I thought, wait. This is some type of magical thing where they're actually making more energy than they're putting, but they're not. What it really is we're talking about the sensitivity of light photons coming into a particular area. And they've gotten it down to where It is a photodetector that is 130% effective. So when it hits a certain surface, it says, not only is this here, but whoop, I've now got these other areas next to me just as excited. So it like permeates through, and it's done through nanostructures. Now, we talked about nanostructures last week, in where we're going to start to build nano buildings with, carbon rods and things like that. We're going to be careful with all these fun toys. But anyway, I will leave a link in the description as well about that one. Very dense reading. If you want to get dense, they even have further reading, and they could talk about the article, the paper. Oh my gosh. I almost fell asleep on that one. Yep. So jumping off of things that photodetect and show the light of things, let's talk about going to the light of things of a fellow who evidently he's running in the Kansas House, unopposed. He's 19 years old, so good for him. However, at the age of 19, he's already admitted to blackmail, revenge porn, and bullying. Yeah. Aaron Coleman, and he's running, and there ain't no one else running against him. So, yeah, blackmailed a girl, sent naked pictures, harassing others. Won his primary. Yeah, now he's running unopposed in the November election. So if you're there and you want to run against Coleman, you could probably win against this guy because he's a mentally disturbed little boy, and God help us all. But I just wanted to share that lovely little story with you there because, hey, it's lovely. All right, so I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to press this button over here, and we're going to get into this one. Thank you, Ted, for sending this to me. There we go. Let me load this here. I know it's taking very long. Freddie, do we have it ready? Yeah, go. Here we go, gang. There we go. This is the segment where we talk about why we are the fattest nation in the world. Alrighty, you know the candy corn company that makes candy corn company candy, you know who I'm talking about. They have now come out with a brand new flavor of candy corn. That's right. This is the Brax company. Instead of the serendipitously, deliciously flat flavored candy corn, they now have new turkey dinner candy corn available, coming to your grocery shelves really, really soon. In addition to that, let me get back over to this one here. There's so many stories I want to do about food. So we now have the ability through KFC. They are now printing 3D nugget chickens. Yeah, 3D chicken nugget chickens. I don't know what they're going to call it. You can now order it's in select areas, but they are now producing 3D printed chicken nuggets, and people apparently buying them, enjoying them. But in addition to that, Taco Bell now offers the new Cantonina Crispy Melted Taco. Yes, gang, the menu is on the change, so we'll leave a link for that one as well. Carl's Jr. and Hardee's have jumped into the spicy cheeseburger world. They have their own creations there. You can get those now. You can go to their website. The new flavor from Doritos is now out. People are just screaming about this one. Screaming because they can't believe it's out. Is the Doritos has a new pickled flavored Dorito. That's right. It is the newest creation by Doritos. You can have a pickled flavored Dorito. I don't know. That just doesn't sound right. Would you just crumble that on top of like a hot dog? I don't know. It just sounds a little kablah. Well, of course, you could always wash that down with a new Kitkat Duo. The Kitkat Duo that's coming out is now coffee and chocolate. So you got the mocha chocolate kind of flavor going on with that one. This one I'm going to hold for the last one. But apparently, if you can't get enough of Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal, good news, General Mills has taken that and putting that into a little tiny 4.5-ounce container. You can put that on top of everything. You can just on your ice cream. You can put it on your toast. You can put it on your tongue. Whatever you want. It's entirely up to you. And the final reason we are the fattest nation in the world, we just can't get enough of food. Just food, general food. Yep, sure enough, Nestle's has created a new type of food called Vuna. It's V as in Victor, U as an umbrella, N as Nancy, A as an apple, and it is a vegan alternative to tuna. That's right. Stinky, smelly, in a jar. It is artificial tuna. Oh, gosh. I can't make this stuff up. And that, my friends, is exactly why we are the fattest nation in the world. Oh, my gosh. Thank you, Weird Al. Appreciate that. And thank you, Ted, for pointing out that I could, instead of doing a loop on that, I could just kind of go. Yeah, we were doing a loop and found out that the software puts a short little blip. So if I went, la, and did that as a loop, it would go, la, la, like it was skipped record or some goofy thing like that. All right. So, yeah, we got into the weird food things. How much time do we have left? Oh, not much time. Let's get through this one here. Where to go? All right, I got 50 minutes. How do I do this one? So evidently, no, we're not going to do that one. No, we're not going to do that one. No, we're going to do that one. Oh my gosh. There is a picture, and I will leave this in the link here. Apparently, one of the Russians was doing Ivan Wagner. Vagner. I don't know how it's pronounced. I'll get that right. But what he was doing was a time lapse of the Aurora Borealis. And if you don't know what that is, that's where the ions coming off from the sun, they come and they strike the Earth's atmosphere. They're rubbing up against it. And, of course, with the magnetic flux of our planet, they create these beautiful northern lights. He was doing a time lapse, just looking, just observing, what have you, bored out of tears. And at that point, it looked like the SS Enterprise was coming out of cloak, coming in and going right back out again. Series of 5 lights came in and then just disappeared. So they've sent the footage off to experts. The little review with the experts. But we don't know what that was. It was very weird. Again, I'll leave a link in the description. You can take a look at the video. It's a little unnerving, but it was pretty weird at the same time. Hey, so good news. Okay, looks like some people are getting a little smart here. They are now making as you know, I want to recycle. I really want to recycle, but the problem is I know that 99.999% of what I recycle ends up in the middle of the ocean. So what I normally do, don't send me hate mail. What I normally do is I will send it off to the dump. Yep, hate to break it to you. I will just throw it in general trash because I figure we're going to figure out how to get past this. We like figuring out problems as an entity, if you will. So we're going to figure this out. We'll figure out how to go back into the dumps and dig them up. I mean, if you think about it, if you went back to the old dumps, I mean, we're digging up old dumps, you know, like George Washington's house. They go dig up his old dump and they pull up all the stuff out of the ground and they're like, we're going to build it. You know, they rebuild stuff out of it. They put things on display. Other things have deteriorated, or they'll try to use the structure to figure out where the shape of his house was. I live not that far from where that is. Anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. I used to be. I'm not too worried about it right now. Keep the plastic on the earth, okay? We'll figure out what to do with it. Stop throwing it in the oceans, okay, where fish will eat it because that tastes gross. So what these guys have figured out, and I'll leave a link in the description, is they're taking old plastic bottles and plastic containers and soap, whatever, and they're grinding them up and they're compressing them and they're using them as like concrete blocks. They're stronger than concrete blocks. They don't break apart like concrete blocks. They're lighter than concrete blocks, right? So, yeah, so there is a little bit of hope there. And obviously they're 100% recycled because it's all leftover plastic. It's called ByBlocks, B-Y, and then B-L-O-C-K-S. And, yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. So if you are building a building and you don't want to use the blocks, ByBlocks, you can certainly go about building it with concrete. And we've talked about concrete and the shortages. But anyway, there is a company out there that is actually making a 3D printed home. Mm-hmm. They combine with this infrastructure, structural thingamabob that goes down into the well of a dug hole that you have in your backyard, if you will, or is your yard. And they just hit the go button. And this slurry goes around and around and goes contours and builds up these different levels. And you have a 3D printed house. Now, it's a little rudimentary. So, like, if you enjoy living in your mom's basement and the smell of mustiness is all about that, they got it, baby. It's beauty. So you can go check that out. I'll leave a link in the description as well. So this next story is for me because I get excited when new stuff comes on board, and now everybody's like, oh, not one of those, man. But apparently there is a new kind of metal. And if you look at your periodic chart, you'll see technically there's a lot of metals. I mean, there are a lot of metals. Metal typically is malleable and shiny, and, you know, it's metal. It's like copper or silver, gold. You think of metal, aluminum. But did you know that hydrogen can be a metal? Nah. So very much like when you crush down carbon and you can turn it into a diamond, apparently you can crush down hydrogen and turn that into a metal. And they're very excited about it because if they can do that, they can use it as a storage facility for things that require lots of hydrogen. So think of like rockets, right? Rockets need to be propelled by hydrogen. But if you had a hydrogen that was like the size of like a baseball, but it got you from here to Alpha Centauri, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So that story's in the description. I just like goofy stuff like that because, you know, it just makes me very happy. Yeah. Okay, here's a fun one. Tesla. So Elon Musk has ordered a schmuckload of new processors, and they suspect that these new processors are going into, drum roll please, yep, self-driving cars. So he thinks he's figured out what's going on. And now, so look, just because he's ordered the processors doesn't mean it's happening. It could be these just, you know, doing an upgrade. But this is the guy who did the 10% upgrade in the quality of the vehicle motor battery life over the internet without actually touching the car. But the guy's busy. I don't know, man. But it's a possibility. He's ordered a boatload of these new processors. So we're all looking forward to that one. Hey, so, okay, I'll start this way. So a bear walks into the store. Do you like that? So a bear walks into a store and, no. So for real, there was a bear that walked into a California grocery store, and this woman was running the video. I'll leave a link there as well. It was late at night, and apparently he was on a bender. Yep. And he had the munchies. And he left with a bag of tortillas. Yep. So don't know which brand. Could be Dorito. Could be a no-name brand. But he walked into the store and, you know, on all fours, grabbed the bag, stuffed it in his mouth, and just whoop, walked right out the door. I will leave a link in the description because it is pretty darn funny. But what blows my mind away is how close people will stand next to a bear. Like this lady was maybe about, I'll put about 50, 60 feet away. Let me explain something to you. Bears can move really bleeping fast. So if you think you're going to be able to escape that bear if it wants to run right towards you, you won't have a chance to find your keys. That bear moves. So you see a bear, move away, go find something to do. Make sure you're out of eye shot, because if it becomes aggressive, you won't be able to enjoy the next installment of the Slade and Mayson show, and that would be a sad thing. Won't that be a sad thing? That would be a sad thing. All right, just so I tell you. Oh my gosh, so much to talk about. Let's see. How much time do we have left? Freddie, what do we got? What? You're kidding me. Oh my gosh, I'm running out of time. All right, so this one's scary. This one's scary. A man from Florida. Okay, so he was a scientist as well. Apparently they are now loading up genetically engineered mosquitoes to be released in Florida. Kind of like a throwback, they say, a Jurassic Park experiment. But yeah, for real. What they're doing is they are trying to stop the spread. So what they'll do is they put these modified, genetically altered mosquitoes, and they'll be released in the Florida Keys in the 2020s. Let's see, they expand to Harris County in 2021. EPA has granted Oxitex. And I don't think they're even like a U.S. company. But, oh, no, they're not. Look at that. They're British-based firm, Oxitex, behind the project. Instead, pesticides, yada, yada, yada. So they're going to experiment with us, with a male mosquito called OX5034, who apparently produce female offspring that die at larval stage. There you go. That's a great idea. So they become food, but they can't be used for, stinging people. So they can't do anything. They just go ahead and they die, which is such a great thing. You go through all the trouble of bringing up these kids, and then you decide to lose them. Well, that's it for me, gang. That's another week of the Slade and Mayson Show. Miss JD.
Hi, I'm JD Slade.
I'm Dan Mayson.
And this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
All right, say goodbye, JD. Goodbye, JD. Say goodbye, Dan. Goodbye, Dan. We'll see y'all guys next week. Bye, y'all. This is always called a ukulele. It's never called a fiddle. All right, team, you know the drill. So if you're enjoying the Slade and Mayson Show and you want to see more episodes, make sure you hit the subscribe button down yonder and hit the bell. You got to do both, or something bad will happen. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye.